All right, so you did it. You finally created your first project in Toomboom. That's good. That's awesome. That's great. So now let us move on to today's episode. So if you followed what we did the other day, and if you don't have it, you can go back to the previous video. We created a scene, right, which is a bouncing ball. So I'm just gonna go to file and open that up. All right. So now this is what we have. We have a blank page. A blank page is kind of boring. But today we bring it to life. We are going to draw our main character, which is the ball, and the stage on which it will be performing on. That will be the ground, right? Alright, so welcome back to the Toon Boom basic tutorials. My name is NC, and I'm excited to take you through the journey of beginner animation in Toon Boom Harmony. So in the last video, we were able to identify some of the key areas, the 5 areas, which was the camera view, the timeline, your tool property, your library, and your color, right? If you need a refresher, you can go back to the previous video. Okay, so let us start with what we came to do today. Okay, so let us start with the easy part. The easy part is going to be the ground on which the board is going to be, right? So we're going to need a tool to create that. So if I should come to the left side of the screen where you have all your tool properties here, you realize you have a rectangular shape that says rectangle. We have a little triangle beside it that shows that there are lots of other tools dug in there. So you click on that and it's going to give you this tool. And all we need is a line tool, and just like it actually looks like a line. And once I click on that, you realize my tool property changes, right? It changes based on what I'm selected. Alright, so now we're going to be using the line tool, and if you should come to the tool property, you have so many options where you can either thicken up or loosen the thickness. You can either make it thick or make it slender, depends on the type of line that you're going for. But for now, I'm going to set mine to 5. Right, that's what we're going to be using for the animation. Alright, so quick pro tip: before we start everything, we need to put these elements that we're going to draw in an enclosure or a kind of housing. We need a platform for these drawings to work. So what we need are 2 layers or 2 drawings, one for the ball and one for the line. So what we're going to do is put the plus sign here, you click on it and you select drawing. Once you have this, it's going to ask you whether you want it in vector, bitmap. All we need is a vector. We want everything in vector. So what we're going to do now is we're going to name the parts or the element that we're going to use, right? So first I'm going to name the ground, right? So we can do it 2 ways. I can add and close, which is just going to do exactly what it said, add and close that pop-up. But I don't want it that way. What I want is, once I create a drawing, let's see, I have the ground, I still want to create another one. I don't want to close it and come back, go back, come back, go back. That's too much work. So what I'm going to do is, once I'm done with this, I'm just going to go to add. Now it's there, but I still have my pop-up here. Then I'm going to create the next. And since I don't have anything else to create, I'm just going to go to add and close. Alright, so now the stage is set to start doing your work. Alright, so assuming you're done with a tablet or a mouse and you're trying to draw a straight line, all you need to do is hold down the shift key, click and drag and get a straight line. That is so perfect. That's just a kind of ground that we need for our project, right? Alright, so go ahead and draw one close to the base of your camera view. There's just a camera view, the box over here. So draw one close to the camera view, and this is what we'll be using as our line, right? Good. Alright, so now that the stage is set, it's time to bring in our main performer, which is the ball, right? We can use the brush or the pencil tool. And quick tip, anything that you hover on for a while is going to give you information on what it is. So assuming we select the brush, to get the perfect set, it's going to take a while unless you're some kind of genius. I can do that. So in order to get a perfect set, we're going to come to the shape tool here, open up the docket and use the ellipse tool, right? So you just have to click and drag. Another pro tip is, whenever you click and drag, you're going to get an oval shape, right? But to get a perfect circle, just hold down the shift and drag. Or if you want to get a perfect circle from the center, you hold down the shift plus the alternate and click and drag. And you get a perfect circle from the center. Right? Good. So now we have the line art for our ball and we have the line art for our ground. And quick tip also, whenever you're drawing, make sure you are drawing on the right layer. So whenever you select the drawing using the select tool, it's going to highlight. And as you can see, we drew on the ball layer instead of the ground layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, Control X to cut it, come to the ground and paste it, which is Control V. So making sure that everything is on the right layer. So what I select, it highlights whatever I've selected. Right. So now we have our line art for the ground and our ball itself. So we need to fill it with color. Alright, so now that we have our line art for the ball and for the color, let us head to the color palette and select color. So assuming you don't want any of these colors that we have here, you want to create your own, all you need to do is just click on this plus sign here and it's going to sample whichever color that you have selected. So if I press on the plus sign, it's going to sample the color here. All I have to do to change the color now is to double click, come into the palette right here, then I can change it to whatever color that we want. Let us pick something like orange, and because we want to assign that color to the ball, we would have to change the name of that color to ball. And once I close it, the name affects here. So we're going to do the same thing for the ground. And this is what we have for the ground. Let us choose something a little bit earthy, the kind of dark brown. Right. So now that we have this, let us put in some personality in our drawing. So what I'm going to do is make sure I have my ball selected. Come into the paint bucket here. What we need is the paint bucket itself. Select the paint bucket. Make sure I'm working with the right color that we made for the ball. And all I have to do is just click, and as simple as that, we have this. Our ball is filled, right? And it's that simple. So let us work on the ground. Actually, you realize the ground was just one flat line and we can't really fill it with color since there's no enclosure on the side. So what we're going to do is, in order to get some kind of a closure, I'm going to take out this line, make sure it's on the line out, and I'm going to use a rectangle, press and hold the shift key. And as you can see, we're drawing with a different color because that is the color that is selected. Make sure you select the right color. So once I have that color selected, I just click and drag, get the shape that I want. Now still on the ground, I select the color that we use for the ground, pick up the paint bucket, then as we did for the ball, just break to it. And now as simple as that, we have two shapes that we are going to be using for our animation. Alright, so in this video we were able to cover how to create the shapes, create the various drawings. Right here we created the shapes using shape tool, the ellipse and the line tool, how to create a color palette, and how to fill the colors of the various elements. So in the next video we are going to tackle one fundamental part of Toomboom, which is the peg system, in order to control our ball so that we don't animate on the drawing. And we'll start working on the main reason why we started this project, making this ball bounce. Right. So if you found this video helpful, give a thumbs up, click a like, and make sure you subscribe not to miss the next episode. See you there.